What's up guys, it's Jughead here, just a down-to-earth guy trying to bring you some down-to-earth content. Welcome back to my Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series. Today we're going to be watching episode 4, but before I do that, I want to just provide a quick little recap on my thoughts of episode 3 and some other things I got on my mind that I just want to give out to you real quick. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for the engagement that you guys have been giving on my first 3 episodes, all the comments, keeping the conversation going like I say at the end of my videos. I absolutely love it. At the end of each of my videos, I say 2 things. Keep the conversation going because connecting to my audience some more is the most important thing to me. And those 2 things I really believe in. This whole thing doesn't matter if I don't have a community and I don't connect to the people who go out of their way and take some time out of their day to just watch my content, and for you guys to leave a like on the video and then comment, keep the conversation going with me, and just sharing our thoughts about this thing that's bringing us together, which right now is Hunter x Hunter, is just awesome. And for those of you who have tuned into the 3 episodes so far on my channel and have left comments short or long, sharing your thoughts and trying to connect with me and keep the conversation going, just know that I remember what your names are. And as the series continues, and if I see your names down there, just remember that you guys are real ones, and I remember you guys from right when the series started, and you guys keep pumping in the comments, keep the conversation going as the series goes along. Just thank you so much. Secondly, I know Kurapika is a guy. Oh my god. The amount of comments I'm still getting on Kurapika is a male, by the way, I know. I don't know why I am such a dumbass, as in I'm full aware that Kurapika is a guy, but when I'm watching the show for some reason, in the moment, I can't help but give Kurapika female pronouns, as in I always say she or her. I don't know why. I can't help it. I'm actually going to really focus on that now. Whenever I see Kurapika on the screen, I'm going to have to be, okay, guy, he's a guy, he's a guy, he's not a girl, he's not a girl. Don't get roasted in the comments. I don't need any more of these comments saying he's a male, he's not a she. I'm going to try and be on it now. Thirdly and lastly, I know this show is so intricate, so nuanced. There's some things can easily fly over my head. Even I know that, considering like I'm a huge movie buff and TV buff. I know I've become accustomed to like really paying attention and really being able to like capture the nuance, the low-key aspects of a movie or show, the messages, the symbols, the metaphors. But of course, I'm going to miss something because I don't know anything about this show. So make sure to always just fill me in, share your thoughts. Anything I missed, just leave it in the comments below, and you know I'm going to get back to you. And just so you guys can help me stay at the same level you guys are, because you guys have already seen it. I don't want any spoilers, but just help educate me. Don't leave me in the dark. If I miss anything, I want to know what it is. Hopefully I haven't missed a lot so far in the first 3 episodes, but there's always a possibility I will. And within that of like making sure to pay attention and really think about the content that I'm seeing on screen, someone in my comments brought up a really interesting thought to me that kind of went like, oh, I really do have to think about this show. Some people may not agree with his opinion on it, but shout out to Marcus in the comments. You know who you are if you tune into this video. Shout out to you. He was saying he always gets so sad when people don't get the beauty of Tonpa. And I was not taken aback, but I wanted to reflect on that just a minute, as in when I was first watching it, I was really like, what beauty to Tonpa is there? Because all I got from episode 3 was that this guy's just kind of an asshole, and he's been doing this for 35 years. Just give up already. And you've been doing this for 35 years and you haven't gone forward or progressed because you spent so much of your time being the rookie crusher and dedicating so much time to try and ruin and sabotage everybody else in the competition that you're not even dedicating your own time to going forward. So why am I going to have empathy for this? But as I started to think about it more, because I was conversating him back and forth in the comments, and what I was thinking as I had time to reflect on that comment was the fact that, okay, what Tonpa is doing, and it may just be a theory, it may not be the actual thing, but from what I reflected on of, okay, Tonpa's been doing this for 35 plus years, not even back to back to back, so who knows how old he is, who knows how many years he's actually been doing this. He's been doing this for 35 years. He has to have seen so many people die and get hurt that after a while, like just seeing how brutal the competition is, if anything, he is trying to prevent all the people around him that he thinks won't make it from being killed or being injured. He doesn't want to see that. So I think I even said in my reaction that I'm looking at the comment that he left, that I think I even said in my reaction, like, how naive or dumb do you have to be to accept this can of soda from a complete stranger? Like, and that was the exact notion of, if you're this dumb or naive to accept this soda and get poisoned by the laxative, then you're too dumb or naive to be in this competition, because you're going to get killed. So people may think of him as a sabotager or a jerk or an asshole, like I did right in the moment. But when you reflect on it a little bit, I can see it from the standpoint that he's doing it to disqualify or get rid of the people that he knows would die in the competition in the first place, because he's seen so many people get hurt or die, that if you're that naive, you don't belong in this competition. And it was a really interesting sentiment from Marcus, because it may be true and it may just be like a personal opinion or a personal thought. Maybe a bunch of you think the same way about Tompa, but it was the fact that, just like how the characters are not going to be black or white, it's going to be very gray, like our main protagonists, who, when you think of protagonists, there's the protagonists and the antagonists, as in, okay, this one antagonist that I thought was black and white, he's a jerk, he's an actual bad guy. There's a middle ground. He's a gray character, just like I know our protagonists are not going to really fit into the definition of protagonists, because just as they said in episode 3 of, even the devil himself can become a hunter, because you can be a priest, you can be an assassin, it doesn't matter. Anybody can become a hunter. So our protagonists are going to slowly, their morals are going to change, your ethics are going to have to change to get what you want, to get what you desire. So everybody's going to be a gray character. There is no black or white. So I thought that was just a really interesting thing to reflect on, and me to become more aware of these characters are more complex than I think. And I think that may be because I'm watching an animation show, so I kind of like, I've never watched anime before. So it's the whole notion of, I'm trying to really connect with the fact that, okay, even something like an animated television series or even a movie can be as dense and emotional and serious and introspective and philosophical as something like a live action TV series or show, or like with some of the greatest actors we know in cinema and just things like that. So I just know that I gotta pay attention to not only the plot, but the symbols, the metaphors, the setting, and the characters as well. So those are just the things that I wanted to get out of the way before we hop into episode 4, and let's do that right now. So in 3, 2, 1, play. So we're in the middle of the first phase right now into the second. Well, I keep forgetting that it always picks up exactly where the previous episode left off, so I can just recap right here. I love that. Yeah, so they're in this first phase, but they don't even know what the hell's going on, and Satotz is leading them into the second stage. So episode 4, Hope and Ambition. Let's go. And now they're running the marathon of, it's a mental game, not just a physical game. Okay, so they've been running for 2 hours. Jesus. I'd be dead 10 minutes into the race. I don't run. Yeah, how long is this tunnel, bruh? Yeah, these people are out. See, again, it's making me think, could I do this? Dude's just on the hub. What are you looking at? My calculations suggest we are nearing the goal. Okay, you would be totally wrong. That cannot be. You're not cutting through the air properly. LEORIO needs to calm down. Why? He brought a skateboard. That is genius. I love his face. Yeah, the examiner only said to follow him. There's no cheating in the hunter competition. That was really cool. Are they this? That's gonna be they're gonna be like the duo within the duo. Two kids they can relate most. Jesus, what the hell? Shouldn't have been on the laptop, bro. He's passing out. You should have deleted your history first. Jesus. I forget who these guys are. Oh yeah, they're like Amori, Amora. I forget. I forget. Were they hired by Tonpa? Forget. Dude, this man's about to die. See? It's not a physical thing. It's a mental thing. You let those three guys get in your head. See, and I agree with Marcus. Shout out to you again. I'm kind of starting to think that Tonpa's not all bad. He doesn't want people to die. But he wants to play hard. I think he's trying to show, like, that's the outer shell of, ooh, I live for it, I'm a tough guy. But in actuality, he's like trying to be the good guy. Just making you think. It could be all wrong, but the point is that it's making you think about it. It's not, your thoughts are black, your thoughts in this show are not black and white. Your thoughts are gonna be gray. Like, it's almost like my morals are gonna be tested mentally alongside theirs. Only one rookie every 3 years passes the hunter exam, and our whole squad is all rookies. Hey, have some confidence, man. Maybe drop the briefcase. Again, there you go. No! Somebody help him. Balua, give him your skateboard. Yeah, Gun's gonna be a good guy. I also forgot that someone else said in the comments, I was like, at the end I was like, wait, why does the guy say only 404 competitors when going is 405? I forgot the guy with no arms is not going to compete. And I want to see more of Hisoka. What y'all gonna do? You guys can catch up. You just have to reach the end, right? You just have to follow him. Come on, LEORIO. Yeah! What the fuck? Yo! Usain Bolt! God damn. That's cool. Are they gonna both ride the skateboard? Oh, nope, okay. See, they're gonna be the duo within the duo. I already know it. And that's gonna be cool. Oh, now they're going upstairs? Fuck that, dude. No.
Fuck all that.
Nope. This guy's going on like 10 steps at a time. He's prancing up the stairs as if they're not even there. That's the whole point. Tons of people will fail. I would have failed this. There's actually no way I would do this. My excuse would be, I have arthritis in my knees, so like that would be my excuse. Dude, LEORIO is shredded. What a fucking G. Oh, and there's Korpika. She had no problem. There you go. I feel like they're gonna be the duo within the duo too. LEORIO's a G. He's got the tie just blowing behind him. The fucking John Lennon glasses. He has the sticker on his chest of his skin. He took off his suit but had time to slap the sticker back on his pec. Yeah, everybody's playing a little front. He's trying to be like, ooh, I only want the money, but he's the most emotional, compassionate guy of the 4 people that we know. Ooh, okay, cool. We're gonna learn some shit. The scarlet eyes are a special trait of the Kurta clan. Is that why your eyes turn red? Ooh. So, does it give you powers? The eyes in that scarlet's one of the 7 most beautiful colors in the world. Oh. So they take their eyes out? What? Ooh, jeez. Wow. Wow. And then you'll take their eyes out. So the hunters are like the elite of the elite. Can they just get away with anything? Yeah, you'll have to get what you want. You'll have to be. The blow to my pride is nothing compared to the suffering my clan. Dude, another hard-hitting line. We're 4 for 4 right now. God, you'll become the hunter like you despised. And God. No, you're not. Shut up. Make her eyes go scarlet, because you're gonna get really angry. You're gonna make. I did it again. Kurapika's a guy. Oh my fucking god. It's the voice. I'm so sorry. You're gonna make his eyes turn scarlet. Make him angry. Well, ooh, okay, now we're learning something from him. See? Everybody has a side. Wow. Flashbacks, fuck yeah. Him as a little kid. Wow, so he's been hanging on to this for decades. Ooh, that's why he carries his briefcase full of medicine and he likes to help and he knows all this medicine doctor stuff. Wow. Okay, don't make me sad. Between this music and this story...
Wow, that was so powerful. Academy Award.
The world does run on money. At the end of the day, money does buy happiness. Money doesn't buy joy, but money buys happiness. They're all together, fuck yeah! Wait, what?
You serious?
What? I thought this man was like 35, bro. What? Why can't I look like that? Dude, that whole story was so, like, deep. Wow. And people are gonna bitch like, oh, the show is too much, the shows have too much dialogue, need more action. That didn't hit you in the feels? You got no soul. Bye, bro. No, it's not. Yeah, why does Kahlua want to be a hunter? Dude, don't you have anything better to do? Heck, don't get penisy. Don't get cocky here. Me. Hey, his dad abandoned him. Don't laugh. You're about to feel like a real asshole when you find out his dad abandoned him. He became a hunter at 12, dude. Yeah, don't you feel like a real dick right now? We see the light! What's with the acupuncture? I want to know the acupuncture looking weird dude. The jester guy. I want to know more about Hisoka. And the people with the stupidest things, like the guy who has a monkey and a fucking barrel. Damn, that came first. Pay attention to this guy. Uh-huh. There you go. Satotz. I have a feeling we're gonna see some monsters here now. It's all foggy and scary. Just like that shit from Jurassic Park 2 when they're in the tall grass. Yay, he made it. Yet you're a teenager. Damn it, I wanted the fog to stay. I wanted to see creepy monsters. Swindler's Swamp. Okay, this is where we're definitely seeing some scary monsters. Yep, yes, fuck yeah. Bizarre animals. Yes. Ooh. So many people about to get ate. You are deceived. You're dead. Oh god. Oh, you can't go back now. Oh, oh! I thought it was about to like chop off his head. Holy shit. Okay. So do all the animals talk? This is about to be so philosophically deep. Oh, duh. That's why it's called Swindler's Swamp. I already got 2 hard-hitting lines already. That's the whole point. They're gonna deceive you by not deceiving you. That's the first guy deceiving you. That's a monster. Nope, that's the first monster. Nope, don't believe you. I don't believe you. He's just staring there. I don't believe any of this. Again, don't be this naive. What the fuck? Fucking Gambit over here? Oh, dude, this is about to be fucking badass. I knew it. A simple hunter, which we ourselves aspire to be, would have been able to block my attack. Dude, this guy's such a badass. Oh, there we go. Now you get an 8. Okay, so the monkey was real, but that guy wasn't. So the hunters, the examiners are hunters. So that's why he's able to fucking run like that and win, because he's already a hunter. Yep, not me, not me. Dumbass.
この先、無命令出現の中は霧が深く、一度この私を見失うと、まず二次試験会場へたどり着くことはできないでしょう。ご注意を。では参りますよ。
Oh God. I passed that. I believed it. I didn't believe it. My bad. I didn't believe it. I knew that guy was being deceitful. So those two guys, the monkey guy and the guy disguised as human, those were both the man-faced apes. One was just disguised as human, one died, and the other one ran away. If I understand that all correctly. Obviously, if I don't get it, tell me in the comments. 36 candidates have withdrawn from the exam, leaving 368 remaining. Okay, okay. The Swindler Swamp. Is this where this episode ends? See, I feel like no episode is filler. So like I was saying before I cut myself off like an idiot, I don't understand how any of these episodes could ever be filler, because this episode 4 had so much information in it, as in it didn't have a lot of action. Like, it had no action, but it had so much dialogue. I have so much to discuss, so let's just get into it right now. I have 3 pages of notes in my notebook right now. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 barely even had 1 page of notes. I have 3 pages of notes I took for this episode. So I don't even want to waste any time. Let's just get into the notes right here. First thought that I wrote down is, I'm really starting to like LEORIO. At first, through episodes 1, 2, and 3, it was... At first, I didn't like him at all, especially out of the 3, as in, it was obviously Gon first, because I placed myself into him. Where Pika is, I like the philosophical and the rationale behind his thinking. LEORIO, at first, I didn't like the egotistical, arrogant attitude and mindset, so I was like, okay, you're in last place out of the list of people that I like. So, but as it's progressed, I'm really starting to like LEORIO more, because you're getting that compassionate side, and he has the best sense of humor of the whole thing. I love, within the arrogant and the ego and the bad attitude, I just love his sense of humor and like the comedic aspect that the writers and people are able to bring out for his character. When we're learning more about him more. I love that it's continuing to be reinforced, the different dynamics of each of the characters. Of even Kurapika is saying, LEORIO, you may have a bad attitude and you're not the brightest, but you're not shallow. You don't live for money. So we're learning, even Kurapika is saying, yeah, you have a bad attitude, and you're not the smartest of the group, but you're not shallow. You're the emotional, compassionate one. You're not this materialistic fellow. And LEORIO even says back to Kurapika, oh, you and your logic. So they're both reinforcing the fact that Kurapika is the logical, rational, reasonable one, and LEORIO is the more emotional one. And then we learn more. We're getting into all of their backgrounds. We've learned briefly, but then it's just continue. You don't want to learn it all at once. You piece it all together. So we knew a little bit about Kurapika's background, but now we know. I was questioning why did her eyes turn red? Now we know the scarlet eyes. That's a whole thing. The reason the Kurta clan was targeted. This special trait that the Kurta clan have, that when they have heightened emotions, their eyes turn this brilliant scarlet red. It's comparable to like when Bruce Banner becomes the Hulk. You don't like me when I'm angry, and just the gamma radiation takes over and he turns green and turns into the Hulk, which is this completely different being. Bruce Banner and the Hulk are two different entities within the same physical embodiment. And Kurapika even goes on to say, when our eyes turn this scarlet red, it's considered one of the 7 most beautiful colors in the world. So what are the other 6? That's all I could think of. It's kind of like the 7 wonders of the world. These are the 7 most beautiful colors in the world. What are the other 6? And are they going to be as eccentric and unique and like something you wouldn't even think of as the color red? So if you think of the color red, it's like, ooh, the most beautiful color red could be like, I don't know, this fire, the lava, this ancient ruby or something. No, it's the scarlet red color that flushes through the Kurta clan members' eyes. And they're so beautiful that the Kurta clan got their eyes taken out by the Phantom Troop, which is the entire reason why Kurapika wants to become a hunter. Kurapika even says, Kurapika will recover the eyes from... Holy shit, I wrote her in the fucking notes. Oh my god, I know Kurapika is a guy. Oh my god, I'm about to go insane. You guys are about to go insane because I can't get it through my skull. God, Kurapika is a guy. Kurapika is a guy. Kurapika is a guy. I don't need this. Okay. Kurapika says, Kurapika will recover the eyes from his clan and wants to become a hunter because as a hunter, you gain this black market information. You gain these like passes and these like you get to live a certain way that not everybody else does. So maybe you get to break some rules. Maybe the laws don't apply to you. You get to access some black market info to be able to gain information about the Phantom Troop, which just seems like this dark covert operation that like you need, like it's not easy to find. And so, like Captain said, Kurapika is going to have to become a blacklist hunter, which is like, whoa, what the hell is that? And so then we get into the hard-hitting lines right here. Each episode doesn't miss out on the hard-hitting lines. LEORIO says, you'll have to swallow your pride and become the hunter you despise. Exactly. You're going to have to become what you hate. Almost like a Professor Snape type of thing of you're going to have to rejoin the Death Eaters in order to avenge Lily's death. But the line of the episode for me was Kurapika's response to LEORIO saying that of, the blow to my pride is nothing compared to the suffering my clan endured. Oh, that's such a hard-hitting line. 4 for 4 on the episodes. Every episode is going to have some shit like that. Just is like, oh, so satisfying in terms of just the density, the weight of a statement like that. Like, God, I can't wait to just go through 148 episodes of lines like that. God, that develops, and we know LEORIO is only after the money, but it's much more complicated than you think. It's not just LEORIO being a materialist. Let's flip the page to my second page of notes here. We learned a backstory from LEORIO. We haven't learned anything about LEORIO up until this time, and it was a perfect scene for it. We get a flashback of the fact that we learn that LEORIO's friend died from a curable disease as a child. As a child, you see LEORIO when he's little. So LEORIO's been hanging on to this memory and this sadness, this melancholy for years. It's not some fresh wound. This is like a deep wound that like is just still messing with him to this day, that he's willing to risk his life to just like get this healed. And the operation to save him would have cost a fortune. You can see in the flashback they live in like a poor village almost. It doesn't look like a nice established, like money is scarce. And LEORIO wanted to be a doctor to save other kids' lives, to avenge the death of his friend in a way that could help others, and to save kids' lives with the same disease and tell them it's all for free. They never have to worry about the cost of the operation because he has so much money that he can afford to do his surgeries and become a doctor and perform these operations for free and tell these kids and the parents, you don't have to worry about it. It's on me. It's free of charge. I want to save your kid's life. Simple as that. And he was like, what a joke. I was so naive. To be a doctor, you need an insane amount of money, and you do. So it's the catch-22 of the whole thing, and that's what's sad about it. And another hard-hitting line of, and I start this one. Every hard-hitting line, I write a star next to it in my notes. The world runs on money. That's why I want money. And that's facts, no printer. Like, and as an adult, and you guys too, you know this is just facts. As much as you don't want to admit it, the world runs on money. If the world's going to run on anything, it's going to be money and pussy. Those two things make the world go round. Sorry if that offends anybody, but that's just true. Money can't buy happiness. Bullshit, yes it can. Money can't buy joy. Joy and happiness are two different things. But the world runs on money. Money can buy happiness. Money can buy comfort. Comfort buys happiness. So whoever says money can't buy happiness is full of shit. That's hearing it as an adult of just like all my life experiences. Like, I know that's a fact. And that's where I was like, man, this show is really just across the board great for any audience that wants to watch it. Imagine being a 14-year-old kid or something and hearing that line and you haven't gone through the experiences of knowing just how true that is. And like, that's going to stick with that kid in the future, waiting for him to actually experience that fact, and alongside for him over time to become the adult to realize that himself. And after he says that, you kind of get that, you subtly see Kurapika smile back at him, as in he agrees with that statement, but more so probably the fact that Kurapika gained some respect out of him because he actually shared emotions and a thing with Kurapika. Kurapika's explained twice now to LEORIO his background. And LEORIO, this is his first time actually opening up and offering a background and offering his life story up to Kurapika so Kurapika can understand. And you can sense that, yeah, Kurapika's gained some respect out of LEORIO because he may only be in it for money, but he's in it for a very noble reason. Kurapika is the one that always talks about nobility, and that's an actual noble reason why you want money. But then you get mind blown because Gon and Kahlua catch up to LEORIO and Kurapika, and I don't remember if it was Gon or Kahlua who said it, but one of them is like, "See you later, old man," and LEORIO's like, "Old man, I'm a teenager just like you guys."
Right.
What? I thought that man's was at least 35. Like, bro, why are you in this? Why are you not married with children right now? You're a teenager? Like, you better not be telling me you're like 2 years older than Gon, because that is just not possible. If you're a teenager at max 19, you got to be 19 if you want to consider yourself a teenager. Like, you got to be, I thought you were in your 20s because you're like twice the height of Gon, deep voice, You're wearing a damn suit and a briefcase. What 15-year-old's wearing a suit and a briefcase? You're not a teenager. You lying, bruh. So in this whole episode, again, how can this be filler? So much information we're learning right now. We got more of Kurapika's background. We got LEORIO's background. Now we get Kalua's background here too. Brand new character from last episode, and now we're learning Kalua's background briefly of just the fact that Kalua stated, I'm not really interested in being a hunter. I just heard that this hunter exam is supposed to be this really difficult thing, so I wanted to see just how hard it is, and I'm pretty disappointed by it. Like, how much, as if you weren't a badass already by building up a resistance to fucking poison, that you're going to say that the hunter exam so far is disappointing. Do not get cocky. I feel like Kalua is going to eat his words in the next episode because all you've done so far. Okay, so the old lady question was, yeah, that was sort of difficult because that had to take a mental acuity test right there. The Kuriko test, that was a little difficult. I wouldn't put it past Kalua to be able to do that easily. And running down the tunnel. You're like 12 years old. You should be zooming. You have the most stamina, the most energy out of everybody. You're only saying that the test is disappointing because it's fitting to your strengths of you and Gon, as in you should be finishing first. Next to all these grown-ass men and women, you should be finishing first. When it comes to the next episode and the episodes where it's gonna be a mental game, a psychological game, you may shoot yourself in the foot. You may be eating your own words with that statement. I don't remember if it was said in episode 1. It may have been, because I remember the grandmother saying how Ging, Gon's father, caught the fish that Gon caught at the same age Gon did. So Gon takes after his father pretty much as a mirror image. And Gon reveals that he's 12. So, well, no, Gon doesn't reveal he's 12. Gon reveals that Ging became a hunter at 12. And Ging and Gon are the same age, so we know that Gon is 12. All the information I just said, I don't remember exactly how it was said in episode 1, or if it was said exactly like in episode 1, or if we're learning right there the age of Gon, the age of Kalua, and the age of Ging. Tell me if I missed any. Obviously, if I missed anything in the episode, just tell me. But I think that's the first time we actually got their ages. If I missed what Kalua's age actually is, if he revealed it, because Gon asked Kalua how old he is, or Kalua asked Gon how old he is. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to watch the episode again. I watched it the first time through with you guys, and I discussed it the first time through, and then I watch it a second time on my own, just if there's anything I miss. And that's like, by the time I watch it a second time, that's when you guys start viewing it, putting the comments. So when I start reading comments is when I've watched it a second time through. When you guys put the comments in, I don't watch the next video. I don't watch the next episode until like the day that I'm going to post it. So it's not like I'm watching the episode. I've watched the episode by the time I'm replying to all your comments. I don't know why I'm going on this tangent, but
boring.
To get off that pointless tangent that I just went on. So what was cool, and like I said before, you guys are 12 years old. You should be finishing the little race endurance test first. Satotz gets to the end of the tunnel, and he's like, I wonder how many people actually stayed up with me. And as he's turning his head, right as he's turning his head, Gon and Kalua pass him. So Satotz doesn't even have enough time to turn his head as Gon and Kalua pass him. So they finished it pretty much at the exact same time as Satotz did, which is impressive when you want to think about it, because they kept up with the hunter, the examiner of the exam itself. 12-year-old kids beat out all other 404 competitors, or 403 or 402 competitors, and they came out in first. And so we learn that's phase 1 is complete, and we learn that phase 2 is taking place at the Mill Sea Wetlands, aka Swindler Swamp. That is what. Oh, wait, no. Phase 2 is on the other side of the Swindler Swamp. My bad. This is still phase 1. The tunnel part is done, but phase 1 is still going on, and they have to follow him through the Swindler Swamp. And finally, we're going to be seeing more animals. The animals in the swamp, it's going to be really interesting because the animals in the swamp deceive humans. That's their whole goal, to survive. If you're deceived, you die. So that's like, holy shit, we're about to see some people get ate, killed. It's going to be insane. And so right as that happens, right as he says that, he says, oh, all these animals are going to play every trick in the book to deceive you. And right as he says that, you just see this guy come out of the shadows behind the wall and be like, don't listen to him. He's the imposter. I'm the real examiner, blah, blah, blah. Which I'm like, I predicted this whole thing. I predicted the man-faced ape was disguised as a human to deceive them, because there's no way you go from Satotz literally talking about the animals are going to deceive you all to this guy, we have no idea who he is, comes out of nowhere and is going to try and convince people that he's the actual examiner and Satotz is the imposter. How would the animal have got into the tunnel in the first place? What? Like, why? That makes no sense. And the whole thing of, so it's the whole the man-faced ape of the guy disguised as a human holding what is the actual undisguised man-faced ape. And you see LEORIO and the ninja, they're the main characters that you see that are kind of getting deceived by it. But then out of nowhere, you just see these. Hisoka is a fucking badass. I do not give a shit if he's considered a bad guy or not. I saw in the comments, everybody's like, I'm just here. I'm just waiting for Hisoka to show up. I want to see his reaction to Hisoka. Like, Hisoka's my favorite character, blah, blah, blah. Fully understand it. Hisoka's just a badass. I don't care if he's considered a bad guy or not, because it's kind of like, I think Darth Vader's a badass. So many people that you would think that are considered bad guys or antagonists, I think are badass. And Hisoka is one of them too. But to go on a tangent of that whole like thing, Hisoka I don't even think can be considered an antagonist, because this show is so intricate, so nuanced, so delicate in the way they convey just the entire aspects of the show, especially the characters, because they come first. Characters always come first. I was saying it in the pre-episode discussion, not everything is black and white. The same thing with Tonpa. It's not black and white. Your protagonists are not going to be your protagonists. Your antagonists are not going to be your antagonists. Everybody's going to be gray. There's no black or white. There's no bad guy. There's no good guy. And it goes, and if I'm going to do a quote from literature, if I'm going to quote my favorite author, John Steinbeck, if I'm going to make a literary reference right here, if you've never read Grapes of Wrath, one of my favorite novels of all time, so powerful. And one of my favorite characters of all time in that story, Jim Casey, the preacher, he says himself, there's no good or bad. There's just things people do. That completely embodies this show and a character like Hisoka and our main characters Gon, Killua, Kurapika, and LEORIO. Our main protagonists, who we love, you're still gonna love them, but they're not gonna be your protagonists. They're just people. Hisoka's just a person. Your morals have to bend. Your ethics, your morals, your character, it's all gonna be compromised. It's all gonna be swayed, and that's just life. They're not good. Nobody's a good guy or bad guy. There's just things people do. What they're doing is what they're doing based on their own motivations. You can't hate and you can't love. That's the whole thing, and that's what I'm seeing. Like, I think that's the main archetype that I think that we're going to see out of Hisoka. And I hope I'm saying his name. I hope I'm saying everybody's name right. I always worry that I'm just botching their names, but Hisoka is such a badass. Just whips 3 cards at the actual imposter and just pierces his chest with the cards, killing him. And he also throws 3 at Satotz, because it was just like this standoff of 3 this way, 3 this way, kills the imposter, and Satotz just raises his hands and catches the cards between his fingers. Pew, pew, pew. Just catches them, holds them, and just the most Hisoka is just the most level-headed badass, like operates at such a low frequency of you just hear him laugh like, haha, that settles it. And that was just a cool ass line. That settles it. And you hear that Latin acoustic guitar playing in the background, like this standoff thing. And so, and then it was the whole thing of Hisoka says it himself. That was the imposter because only a hunter would have been able to defend my attack. And he reveals that the examiners are hunters. They're the Hunters Examination or Society or whatever chooses hunters to be the examiners. So only a hunter could block his attacks. And obviously, Satotz has to be a hunter and is not the imposter. And so I predicted it because I was convinced the entire time, because I still think Satotz is wearing a wig. That's not his real hair. So the man-faced ape with the mustache and the purple hair had to be the imposter with the purple hair because Satotz doesn't really look like that. That's a wig. So the ape would be an imposter and looking like a person that doesn't look like that, if that makes sense.
Nobody knows what you're talking about, ass.
So I knew right away that Satotz was not going to be the ape. Like, what? But the one thing I don't understand is when Satotz, well, I understand it, but it's just kind of like, why? Of Satotz was like, I'll take the compliment from you, Hisoka, but if you ever attack me again, I will report you for attacking an examiner and you will be disqualified. And it's like, why is it against the rules to attack an examiner? Like, against the rules. It may be frowned upon. It's a dick move. Maybe don't do that. But it, like, everything should be fair game. Like, if the devil himself could be a hunter, I would think there's no rules. Especially if you're a hunter, the examiner's a hunter. You should be able to outwit, outplay, outmaneuver, out anything a rookie or a non-hunter because you're a hunter. So just like you caught the cards, you should be able to survive anything. You shouldn't be intimidated at all. So I don't really understand of against the rules of a priest or an assassin. The devil himself could become a hunter. It doesn't matter because it's not, I forget the line that they said of like the examiners aren't the ones that choose you or whatever. I don't remember. So then we get more into like just how heavy this next stage of phase 1 is going to be. Of Satotz says, hey, I know some of you were going to be deceived by that little thing, and you're not even ready because if you lose sight of me in the swamp, you will never reach the second phase. You are screwed. If once we're going in the swamp, once we're in there, you're going to be trying to get deceived. If you turn your head and lose sight of me, you're done. You're deceived. So, and you're screwed. So it's going to be, that's where I think Kahlua is going to have to meet his match and eat his words of, you survived the physical aspect, but this is all mental, psychological now. And being a 12-year-old kid going in Kahlua, you're gonna have to gain some help from others. Maybe Kurapika and LEORIO will help you out, or you'll actually prove yourself mentally and mature. And then the last thing we learned, because I'm on my third page of notes, is we started with 404 candidates. And during the tunnel thing, 36 people failed, including I didn't see Tonpa fail, so they would have revealed he failed. But the stupid nerd computer guy failed, so you suck. And now there's 404, 36. So there's 368 people left in the exam. And I just know that's going to get dwindled down even more for when we're in the Swindler Swamp. So we're going to see people die. We're going to see people get injured. It's going to be insane. I heard that, I saw in the comments that the guy who got his arms cut off or becoming flower petals, that was censored from the manga because the manga, he just got his arm straight cut off by Hisoka. So I wonder like how we're going to see people censored or how they'll get killed or whatever or deceived once we're in the swamp. But that was just an amazing episode. I don't everybody talks about how certain shows have filler episodes. I don't understand that at all. How can you just willingly skip an episode and be like, ooh, that was filler because it was all dialogue, no action? Like, dude, who gives a shit about action at the end of the day? The action, go watch a Michael Bay film. The whole thing of action just entertains you. The action is the filler. The actual meaningful stuff is the dialogue. The dialogue is what moves the story forward. The dialogue is what's captivating me the most. I care about the hard-hitting lines. I care about the introspection. I care about the emotion. Like if you didn't get hit in the feels during the LEORIO scene where he's talking about why he wants to become a hunter, you don't have a soul, because between that sad violin music and the zoom in on the profile of his face as he's talking about such a melancholy thing, if you didn't get hit in the feels there, maybe not you watching it here, but the first time you watched that, there were minor goosebumps. Okay, if you didn't get hit in the feels there, you don't have a soul. Of like, why are all the amazing movies, all the amazing TV shows, why are they amazing? Because of the dialogue, because of the character interaction, because of the density, the weight, the actual important stuff, the substance that comes with the show. And that doesn't come with the action. That comes with the dialogue, the monologue, the interaction with the characters, the quotes that you can hang on to forever. The action, the action keeps you entertained, but it's not what can literally a movie, movies that I've seen, TV shows that I've seen, I've seen a movie. I have a photographic memory, so I can watch a movie once and remember it forever, like line for line. And so, I can remember a line forever, and it's like if it's a philosophical line or a sociological line or just something super symbolic, that shit I carry forever. I speak at least 50% of how I talk is in movie quotes. I'm surprised I haven't said more movie quotes during these Let's Watch series. And that's just the whole thing. Movie quotes, TV quotes, the lines we're going to be getting in every episode is what's going to just keep me just so captivated by the show. The action is one thing, but this is why do people complain about Game of Thrones? That nobody complained about the CGI, the action. People complain about the shit poor script writing, because the dialogue and the script is what keeps the story moving forward, and it failed to do that. This, I got no complaints at all. There's no filler episodes for me. I don't understand how there can even be filler episodes in a TV series, because you're always going to be losing out on so much. I would have missed out, anybody would have missed out on 3 pages worth of notes. Come on. But that's all I have to discuss, especially because my mouth is so dry right now because I've been talking so much. You can probably tell how enthusiastic and engaged I'm in, because I could talk forever, but I physically can't because my mouth is actually so dry and parched, and my throat actually hurts from how dry it is. So I'm going to end the post-episode 4 discussion right here. If you enjoyed the video and found it entertaining, leaving a like to let me know is awesome. And better yet, if you want to stay in the loop on all of my uploads, especially this Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series, be sure to subscribe to stay in the loop on all of my uploads. Last but not least, keep the conversation going down in the comments below like you guys have been doing. You guys are real ones, keeping it engaged, keeping the conversation going so I can connect you guys as my audience some more. I say it at the end of all of my videos. I'm saying it now. The most important thing to me are you guys connecting to my audience, developing a community, keeping the conversation going. We're all connecting, and you guys are coming here, and we just have all this community for this one singular thing that we care about, and it's this show. And if you guys stay around for future stuff, it'll expand and the community will grow, and that's all I care about. That's why I'm doing things like this, because I want to talk with people that love and are interested and passionate about the same things I am. And I think that's what you guys want to do too, so that's why you tune in. So with that whole spiel out of the way right there, so long, farewell, until next time, thank you, this is Jughead, have a good one.